The masks off, baby. The masks are off. Oh, man. Time to celebrate. Time to fucking celebrate. Crack a cold one open. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I'm excited for this. Masks are off in Texas. Fuck you and those masks. You can still wear them if you want. Hey. If you're super scared about catching a virus that most people fight off and survive and be just fine as a 99% survival rate, if you're so scared of that, you can wear a mask. You can wear a mask. There's greater odds that you'll die in a car crash than you'll die from COVID. And I say that as someone who's been touched by COVID. Well, I guess not directly. My wife's been touched by COVID. But I've been in a household that's been quarantined. I survived that. You know how I survived? Cloud of tobacco smoke surrounded me. Kept me safe. That's so much alcohol in my veins. There's no way the virus could thrive in me. When we were under quarantine because my wife had COVID, I was smoking more cigars, had that shield of tobacco. And we read that in the prior stream. Apparently, hey, there's articles out there saying, hey, tobacco use in lungs, not so good, but tobacco use lungs and COVID, hey, it has a hard time with it, apparently. Hey, that's not me talking about, that's science. Apparently. Go Google. Go Google that. But even if the virus got past the smoke, there's the fact that there's whiskey flowing through my veins. Doesn't matter. Doesn't even fucking matter. We're good, baby. No need to wear that mask anymore. That's right. You probably already heard. Texas has lifted the mandate for requiring masks. Good. Rightly so. Oh, but what? Your grandma's gonna die. My grandma already died, okay? All right. I've been through that experience. You know what it's like? It's actually pretty easy. No, but if you lost someone due to COVID, well, that does suck. For what it's worth, that sucks. But at the same time, though, as it sucks, and I'll gladly take a shot and, say sorry for your loss. We can't stop the show for that. Everyone has lost a family member to some sort of virus, some sort of illness before. Illnesses that have done a lot more than COVID. So, don't be afraid. Besides, we get the vaccine now. Besides, we're riding with Biden. Don't you guys want to go back to normal? You're riding with Biden. Go back to normal. Bobbing the Middle East with Black Lives Matter, progressive bombs, gay bombs. That shit is real. For oil. We don't need any fucking oil. We got enough oil. Well, at least we would not need oil was for the fact that we were fracking, doing just fine. I had a pipeline coming down. We'd be doing just fine with that. That's a different stream. The real reason why we're fighting in Syria, that's a different stream. A different topic for another day. And a stream that could be quite troublesome. Nah, the way I handle myself, it'll be A-okay. It'll be fine. Be peachy. Now, it's not just Texas. It's Mississippi. Woo! Yeah. Now, a lot of the blue check marks on Twitter, a lot of the words, a lot of the, and it's gonna be the far left. It's gonna be those guys. Hate to make this political, but you know who it's gonna be. They're gonna be like Debbie Downers about those things. There'll be like negative Nancy's. There will be clinching their pearls. They'd be so worried about the loss, the people that could die due to COVID. Never mind the fact that the lockdowns, I'm most certain, killed more people than COVID did. I am most fucking certain about that. Maybe not in New York or other cities where governors flat out put infected people back into old folks' home to get that large fucking number, to cook the books with literal dead bodies, using your grandmama and your grandpapa as collateral damage. So don't you fucking tell me you care about your mama or papa or whatever. I don't know. It just seems weird. Whenever I see a super lefty say, but my grandma could die of COVID. Cuomo wouldn't care. Cuomo would say your grandma who has COVID is going to go back to old folk home and infect other grandpas. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. Besides, come on. Are we really going to stop everything because the older generations, when they're in their 80s, are going to die from an illness or disease? It's not our fault that nature has its hand, and nature by design has made it to where they die easily to illnesses and disease. And I say that for me too. Every day, I get closer to death. Every day, my immune system gets weaker, right? We all, for us all. Whatever. Really, honestly, what I'm saying is, who fucking cares? The masks are off. If you're really worried about COVID, you can wear your mask. And that's how it should be. That's how it should have been from the beginning. Hey, if you're worried about it, you can wear a mask. You can protect yourself. But it's more effective if the other person wear a mask. Please make the big daddy, big brother government make the other person wear a mask. That's authoritarian. That shouldn't be. That should never be. But, no, you can shove the butts right up your fucking ass. If you're willing to give the government the authority to do something like that, to mandate that you can't even go out, mandate that you can't even go out to certain stores, mandate that you can't go out to church, mandate that you can't go out to a funeral, mandate that I know that didn't happen in Texas. Texas, you could do that just fine. But other states, if you give the government that ability to do that, to dictate where you can go, dictate that you have to wear a mask, dictate that you have to stay 6 feet apart, dictate that you have to have small gatherings of 6 people or no more than that. You give the government that for safety? You are an absolute idiot. Because they're going to abuse that shit. They always do. They always fucking do. But, hey, it's over. Now, some might say, but the numbers are going to increase. I doubt that. Most definitely. No, the numbers are not going to increase. In fact, it's going to be smooth sailing. In fact, they'll go, oh, everything's okay now. The vaccine seems to be working. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. And if I'm wrong, then I'll tell you what. Shit, I guess I'll eat a lump of dog shit. How about that? So I hope I'm fucking right on that. No, everything's gonna be just freaking fine. It can't really be that contagious. Like I said, my wife had it. I was fine. My kids are fine. And does tobacco and alcohol really keep me safe from it? No fucking way. What? Can't be that bad. Can't be that bad. But you can just look at the numbers. Most people get it, survive just fine. But okay, we're done. We're done with that. I think we made it clear. You're going to survive, even if you do get it. chances are you're probably not going to get it. You can take that mask off. You're going to be A-okay. Come on now. Be free. And embrace it. But some people actually want to be controlled. Some people actually want to be, I don't know. They want to be told that, no, you got to wear a mask. And fully open, baby. All businesses. Fully open. Now that's how you restart the fucking economy. Though the Texas economy has been pretty fine. Now, let's talk about what was the first thing listed here. I can't even pronounce this. Nephalism. Nephalism. Abstaining from alcohol. Pretty much. Okay. Kaiser, he asked me to talk about this. He said I should look into this. All right, I'm looking into it. All I know is that some people actually, before I go off on this, talk about this. Look, if you're an alcoholic and you can't handle your liquor, maybe you shouldn't touch it. Maybe you shouldn't mess with it. But if you're not, then whatever, man. Okay? If you're not, then what's the problem? If you're not an alcoholic, and if you're like some teetotaler like motherfucker who's like, oh, I don't want to drink, alcohol's bad for me, alcohol's bad for you, whatever. It's like, okay. Now, understand this too. I'm a man that believes, hey, if you want to do that, you go do that. If you want to go abstain from alcohol, that's on you, man. If you want to live a life of sobriety, okay, you do that. My problem is, though, with those attitudes and those mindsets, they take that position and they want to legislate from it. They take that position and they want to project that onto others. No. That mindset's good for you, bro. But alcohol's bad for you. Do you think I fucking care? But do you think I fucking care? But Sensei saying I don't fucking care. That's what this Japanese whiskey is saying. I mean, if it's about health, why am I so concerned about the health of another? Other than like, okay, like if they choose to drink in excess, sure, I might have some value judgments on that, and I may give that out from time to time. But am I really going to say, like, someone should step in and stop them? Well, I might advocate for maybe the family to do a reality check with them. But it is what it is. If that man and that person, that woman's going to be a wino and be drinking from the bottle, that's up to them. I don't give two shits. Now, when it starts affecting other people, then there's a problem, I suppose. But Nephalism, just abstaining from alcohol, usually in a religious sense, that I know some people think, like, I don't know, that apparently they take it, I don't say religious sense, I'm talking like in a Christian sense. Christian sense? I thought Jesus turned water into wine. Oh, I thought so too. But apparently, depending on the denomination, depending on who you talk to, that didn't happen. Now, bro, I've been told, I've heard it once on occasion, that no, turning water into wine thing, that wasn't really wine, bro. Apparently when the Bible's talking about wine, they're talking about Kool-Aid or something close to it, or some sort of like non-alcoholic grape juice. What? Gross. Nasty. And probably not even true. What? It seems like it would be a lot easier to have wine than it would be to have grape juice. They don't have refrigeration. Like, even if they made grape juice out of just pure natural grapes, it's only going to take a matter of time before it starts fermenting. It's going to get alcoholic. You thought I meant Nephilim? Well, hey, Kaiser said he spelled it out, Nephalism, whatever, and it, so that's what I'm talking about. So, hey, sometimes I do that in Discord. Hey, if you guys suggest a topic, I'll talk about it. Definitely. And I remember reading about these cults. Now, I probably should have spent more time combing over some literature to refresh my memory on some of this stuff, but I recall some very interesting religious sects during the temperance movement. I recall hearing about that. About very religious folk, very Jesus-loving folk that were part of the temperance movement. As strong advocates against drinking. You put down that bottle, son. No. I ain't putting down this glass, and I ain't putting down the bottle. I feel like it gets me closer to God. But they'll use like scripture. But there's there's lines in the Bible that say that promote sobriety. I'll be like, okay, yeah, sure, that's sure, yeah, there is, and I see that. I've read them too, and you can repeat them to me. That's fine. You can repeat the verses that promote sobriety, and I might say then, who said that verse? Was that Jesus talking, or was that Paul talking? Was that Peter talking? Who was talking there? Huh? Be like, what should it matter? It kind of matters, bro. Kind of matters. I know disciples are disciples, but at the same time, if you can tell me not to do something, I want to hear from Jesus. Jesus. The other thing is we're talking about a time period where, like, what? How do you define sobriety in a time period when wine was pretty much on the regular, right? Like, what is sobriety then? Like a glass of wine? Just one glass? And then you're okay? After all, Jesus offered wine. Drink. It's my blood. Eat. It's my flesh. Oh, Mom's Right Earlier says a topic, huh? Says we're approaching rapidly towards colonization. Colonizing Mars. Would you take a one-way trip there? I would not be the first on a one-way trip. Are you kidding me? Never be the first on any trip. Ever. Like if you're going to like some unknown land, unknown place, and they haven't really tested all the bugs. If you go on that one-way trip, know you're going to die. Okay? You know what? If my life went to total shits, if let's say I did some horrible thing and I was divorced and lost the kids, fuck it, you could send me. And that's my attitude. That's exactly what I'd say. Fuck it, you could send me. I'll just require a couple of bottles of Jameson, some Jack Daniels. You can send me. Oh, we can't take the liquor. No, man, we're taking the fucking liquor. I'll sneak it on. What the fuck is sobriety, hick? Right? How do you define sobriety in a time when a lot of people are just drinking wine all the time? And the wine back then, have you ever had homegrown wine? It's not hard to make. You can make it in your kitchen. You can make it in your home. it's really not hard to make. I mean, to make it well, I suppose that takes skill. But to get a batch going, my parents did it. My parents used to do it. For a short time period, my parents and I, we were in Saudi Arabia. This is true. This is true. I was actually born in Saudi Arabia. My parents were both American. My dad was working at a pipe coating plant. And he got a job in Saudi Arabia. House paid for, rent paid for, all that paid for, living expenses paid for. All I had to do was collect a cool music collection. Back then, he listened to like ZZ Top and cool stuff like that. Later on, he started listening to other things, whatever. But the woman that would become my mother, that was obviously his wife, would go over, and boom, I came to be. All right. But while there, it's dry over there in Saudi. I don't know if you know that, but the Muslims do not like the sauce. At least that's the official narrative. They don't like it. Some bad things can happen to you if you get caught drinking. But they do like to drink on occasion. From what I heard anyway. Imagine people being hypocrites. People liking certain vices. So, anyway, long story short, my parents they brewed wine. They brewed wine. They were bootleggers. Look at that. Look at that. My parents are bootleggers. On a U.S. Compound, so everything was fine, I suppose. It wasn't raided by Saudis or anything like that. No terrorist group or anything. It was fine. But they started doing that when they came back to the U.S. And I remember those days because they would open up it was a plastic trash can. It was brewed in a giant plastic trash can in the kitchen. And the house I grew up in was pretty big, 2 stories. And when the trash can would be open, no matter where you were in the home, you could smell it. Oh my God. It reeked. When I grew up, I did not like alcohol. That when I grew up, as I was growing up as a kid, I hated the smell of beer on my dad's breath when he would talk to me. I loathed, absolutely hated, and I mean that, when I would see my mom pour a little bit of Jack Daniels in her Coca-Cola. I don't even say things. Times be like, Mom, why are you pouring Jack Daniels in your Coke? Isn't that wrong? Do you need to drink that much, Mom? I was that kid. I was that fucking straight edge Boy Scout kid who'd be like crying foul when he found out his mom was drinking, crying foul when he found out that his mom was smoking cigarettes, not crack cocaine, not weed, but cigarettes. I was that kid. And I stayed that way all the way until college. And it was community college. And I was like, let's drink. Yeah, so I told my little life story about that. But getting back to how people would say you gotta abstain from alcohol as if to achieve something. It's like, okay, bro, if that means something to you, then cool, you do you. But then you're like, well, let me tell you about it. Okay, you can tell me about it, but I'm probably not going to be convinced, and you're probably wasting your time. I'll humor the conversation, depending on the setting and the context. But you are not going to convert me, all right? But don't you know what? Do you think I care? Going back to that. Alcohol is poisonous. That's why your body doesn't like it. That's why your liver rejects it. Yeah, you're right. It is. That's part of it. That's part of it. You know, the thing about hangovers, like a good night of drinking, like, you know, the hangover's coming. You know, the next day is going to be rough. But it's worth it if the night drinking was fun somehow, some way. And I also kind of look at it as maybe that's God's way. Maybe that's God's way of balancing out the fun you had. I remember that's God's way of saying, hey, motherfucker, you probably shouldn't be drinking. If so, I'm missing it. I don't know. Mom's ravioli says he has homegrown wine from apples. Fruit wine. Interesting. I don't know about fruit wine. Wine made out of apples. Anybody else watching right now? Would you drink wine made out of apples? Let me put it on live chat. If I put Nick Fuentes in the title, probably get some Nick Fuentes lovers. It's funny, I did a video once again highlighting the fact that Nick Fuentes is a massive hypocrite and a flaming homosexual that's in love with catboys and other shit like that. And Nick Fuentes lovers come out there. Nick Fuentes white knights, the people who would like literally suck the cum off of Nick Fuentes, out of Nick Fuentes' asshole after Catboy Cammy dumped a load into it. Those sorts of guys come out the woodwork and like we're defending the guy. It's like, don't be mad at me, bro. I'm telling you what you already know. Nick Fuentes is a flaming homosexual, which I am not a hater. I'm a lover. You can ask even those in the Discord. I'm a lover. Okay? No hate here. If you want to be a homosexual, you go be a homosexual. You want to suck 2 dicks, 27 dicks, you go do that. But if you do that and then tell me that you are about traditionalism, whatever, traditional values, and you are this traditional Catholic, then I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself. Mom's Hurley always says, unless you wake up with a sore mouth and an asshole from a night of drinking. Then you were hanging out with Nick Fuentes, or maybe the Catboy, or maybe Milo Yiannopoulos. That sore ass, that sore mouth is a reminder that you went way too far. And even if you're a Protestant, you might need to just beg for forgiveness. Okay? You might have to go Catholic for a day and go confess to a father there. Or just be on your knees, just praying, crying. God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Mama Ravioli shared with me a video about Nick Fuentes calling out some, I don't know what it is, some MAGA, Gaga, Lady MAGA, something, some creature. I could play it. You want to do that? Surprise, I'm actually not drunk. I am kind of playing that up. This is my first glass, guys. Come on. Come on. Shit. Plenty of clanging going on over here, though. Is it really my first glass? All right, let's play that. Let's play that here. Oh, do. Okay. Here it is. Let me put it on the screen here and make it full screen, and we will play this right here. This is Nick Fuentes. I don't know if you've seen this already. Nick Fuentes talking to Lady Maga USA, who's not a lady. It's a man. Totally a man. Might be a Lady Gaga. I don't know. There's the gay bomb. I still can't believe the gay bomb is real. It's too much on the nose, man. The gay Black Lives Matter bomb. You've got to be kidding me with that shit. We're gonna bomb Syria with wokeness. We should just, dude, we should just dump a bunch of fucking dildos over in Syria and see what fucking happens. They're all contaminated with AIDS or some shit. We should just fly over, carpet bomb a bunch of fucking dildos, AIDS infected dildos in Syria, and see what happens. All right, here we go. We'll play this. Let me know if the audio is right.
Not true. I don't support all this. Okay, that's okay. I am a free speech absolutist. I would never try to get you to
Look how short Nick Fuentes is. I know it's been said before, but man, he is a manlet for sure. That dude who looks like a lady is taller than him by like 2 inches. Though that could be high heels. I don't know. So she says she's a free speech absolutist, which is why she does what she does.
For any of these guys, I believe their voice must be heard. And mainstream social media and the left want to silence all of them.
I can also barely even hear her too. She's going off about something. Let me see if I can hear it better.
I don't support all this. Okay, that's
okay, so Nick Fuentes is finally calling out Lady Maga USA. Lady Maga USA has been kind of orbiting around Nick Fuentes for a while now, and now he's calling him out. Okay, all right. A little too late.
okay. I am a free speech absolutist. I would never try to get you to comment. For any of these guys, I believe their voice must be heard. And mainstream social media and the left want to silence all.
Look how limp-wristed Nick Fuentes is. You know, Nick Fuentes is so fucking weak. He could be taken out by, dude, the Gunt could kick his ass. Dude, the Gunt would destroy him. If Nick Fuentes had to fight the Gunt, who would win? If Nick Fuentes had to fight Dax Herrera, who would win? Dude, this Lady Maga character could kick his ass. This Lady Maga character would bend him over and sodomize him.
And I think your voices should be out.
And look how short everybody else is behind him. What the fuck, dude? It's like a midget convention over here.
As well as my voice, so you can argue it out in the marketplace of free argument.
Okay, well, my argument is that this will not be anywhere near conservatism, Trumpism.
So I like how Nick Fuentes says, this, being this Lady Maga, should not be anywhere conservatism. Okay, all right. What about your close love association with Catboy Cammy? Never gonna let that one go. Can't. What about the association of your gay mustache? Nick Fuentes has a flaming gay mustache.
Children, families, polite society, civilization. There's nothing belong.
So do you support President Trump?
Still, yes.
Do you support,
Okay, yeah, we did this.
do you support Richard or not? No.
Do you support what? I didn't hear what they just said.
Okay, yeah, we did this.
Do you support Richard or not?
No. Rick Renell is a neocon.
So on camera, Nick Fuentes is saying that he does. What? Like, why do you
All right. So, yeah. So, what I find interesting here is Nick Fuentes wants to disavow this Lady MAGA thing, which, sure, maybe gives him points with his followers. But those are the same followers that turn a blind eye, who do not question at all his very close affiliation with Catboy Cammy, Baked Alaska, and Chagget. All of them are homosexuals. Baked Alaska is a flaming homosexual. Well, he's bisexual. Chagget is a homosexual. And this Catboy Cammy is a homosexual. Which, hey, like I said before, for anyone to be like, hey, Mr. Deadman, what are you saying? Are you saying you're against it? Hey, you do you, man. But Nick Fuentes, he's the face of the white race, apparently. Nick Fuentes is extremely traditional and I don't know, alt-right motherfucker. Fucking traditional values, all that nonsense. Okay. All right. Traditional values. This guy was a loner in high school. This guy was such a fucking dork in high school. He had no one to take to like some sort of prom date. He took to United States of America. The guy is such a dork in high school that he has a photo like a photo in the yearbook. What was it? With his sister. His sister, who I believe is a prostitute, by the way. Nick Fuentes' sister is a lesbian whore. Well, I don't know if she's really a lesbian because for $20, you can bang her. For $20, she'll blow your dick. So she's not really a lesbian. I wasn't planning to do that, but there I did. Look at that. What do you guys have to say about Nick Fuentes? Any comments? Any questions? Did it go too far? Not far enough? You want me to pull up images of Nick Fuentes' sister? You want to see her ass? Not this stream. Nope. If there's another platform where I could stream that sort of stuff, I fucking would. But don't give me that platform. Because then my Coomer would definitely fucking come out. All right. Let's get back on task here. Dr. Seuss has been canceled. Dr. Seuss has been fucking canceled. A literary classic, a masterpiece. I thought timeless. Timeless. He has been canceled over racism. 6 of the Dr. Seuss books are going to be not printed anymore due to racist images, racist things in them. Okay. All right. Now Go Dog Go. That book is still there. Now Green Eggs and Ham. That book is still there. It's not that. What they're looking at here are images and books that you probably have not have read of Dr. Seuss. Going kind of far back in the early material. Kind of like the B-sides of Dr. Seuss. When I looked at the titles, I was like, I don't even recall ever hearing about that title. Ever knowing about it. But okay. Whatever. I mean, am I surprised that Dr. Seuss may have some questionable depictions of has a depiction let me pull it up here. I gotta re-verify this. But I was gonna say, would I be surprised if Dr. Seuss has some questionable stuff. Probably during World War II, probably had some stuff about the Japanese. And he does. He does. I think he has something about slapping that Jap. I don't endorse that. Don't go slapping Japs. Let's see. So the 6 books have been taken down. One is called If I Ran the Zoo. I don't remember that book. Scrambled Eggs. On Beyond Zebra. Cat's Quizzer. And all the things I would see on Mulberry Street. Now that one I remember. That one my son actually has in a collection of books. It's a collection of stories all together. What they do is they take all the B-sides, all the books that normally people don't buy individually, they put them all together. Boom, in a collection. Okay. They kind of... When you... I'm looking for these actual images here. And what I find is they go to like old school like comics that Dr. Seuss have written with like black people depicted in certain ways. It's like, okay, whatever, all right, okay. Dude, everyone was doing that shit back then. Everyone fucking was. I mean, if that's the thing, you need to cancel. If you want to cancel people for horrible depictions of black people, if you want to go on that virtue crusade, the campaign, then why don't you take down Justin Trudeau for blackface? Or was Justin Trudeau doing blackface? Was he trying to become less white? Was that the thing? A point of bringing that up is, you know, if you're going to go after somebody for stuff they've done in the past, whatever, if you're digging for when they're in a time period where a lot of people were doing these depictions of like Japanese characters and Japanese people in certain ways, whatever, dude, you're gonna see that. We were at war with Japan. Of course, we wouldn't portray them in a positive light. Yeah, we would portray them as something other. We were at war with them. They want to dominate us? No, we said, fuck you. We're going to dominate you. That's war, baby. But there's stuff in here, though, that's just absolutely just over the top silly. A little too far, in my opinion. What I'm talking about is, I'll put it on the screen here. So this image I'm going to show you is from, I believe this is from The Things I'll See on Mulberry Street. And it's an image of a Chinaman. And apparently this is racist. Now, what is racist about this? Oh, it's a racial stereotype. It's a Chinese man drawn with a Chinese hat, eating a ball of rice, using sticks to eat the rice. And it says a Chinese boy who eats with sticks. Well, if you say this illustration is racist, my question for you is, how do you illustrate a Chinaman in like the 1930s or some shit? How do you draw a Chinaman? What would a Chinese person wear? I don't see how this is racist. This would be like if there was a Dr. Seuss in China and they drew a white person or a basic bitch white woman with like yoga pants drinking a pumpkin spice latte. Be like if Chinese equivalent of Dr. Seuss had like a black person wearing Jordans. That ain't racist. That's exactly what it is. That's a pretty good, accurate depiction. I mean, if you're trying to draw someone of a different culture, don't you want to include bits of their different culture? I do not see the problem with this illustration here. I just do not see it. If I told my son, hey, draw me a Japanese man, he wouldn't even know what the fuck. Honestly, my son's so naive right now, at that age still. But if I were to ask him, he wouldn't know what to do. With Chinaman, he might know what to do. What my son may draw is a stick figure with like a bowl of rice and a little triangle hat. All right. I get it. He's a Chinaman. I mean, if I was going to draw a Mexican dude, wouldn't I draw a dude with a sombrero? Oh, that's racist. How is that racist? It seems like the people who say this stuff is racist, drawing a character with like cultural identifiers on them, using that to identify them as being part of that culture. They say that's racist because they find that culture to be racist. Oh, but it's a stereotype. It's as much of a stereotype as you wearing fucking flannel or whatever shirts you fucking wear, you know? It's as much of a stereotype as drawing fucking edgy goth kids all black and wearing trench coats and some Hot Topic gear. Sure, it's a stereotype, but it fucking works. Because the stereotype is accurate. If I were to ask someone to draw a basic bitch, they would draw some chick wearing yoga pants with pumpkin spice latte. Or Starbucks of some sort. If I were to ask someone to draw me a fucking Chad. Come on now. It's just too fucking stupid on these people. To me, it seems like they see any sort of illustration with any sort of cultural difference other than their own, they find it to be racist. The people that find this racist are the racists. Oh, China's racist. Because if you ask them, how would you draw the Chinaman? They'll probably say, I wouldn't even do it. I wouldn't even do it. No, you have to. Draw me a fucking Chinaman. Draw me a goddamn Chinaman. How would you do it? You don't want to saw contraption or whatever. I want to see the fucking horror movie. I want to see that goddamn horror movie. Where super lefties have to draw like Chinaman or Hispanic man, Japanese man. Where they're forced to draw them. And you see how like how stereotypical it gets. And then they eat themselves. Or at the end they loathe themselves so much because of what they drew. They off themselves somehow. Yeah, right. I like RPG. You're right. Why argue with people who cry racism? It's a total waste of time. It is a waste of time. And I want to talk about this stuff. I know I'm not talking to them. I'm not arguing with them. I'm talking to you guys. You guys know that. That's why this topic is like on the last bit. It's sort of just a bad time in a way. Kind of share the vent on this. Share the feeling that this is bullshit. On the bright side, though, it's really just these books that are canceled. I mean, I know they're going after Dr. Seuss. They're trying to like push other writers in your schools, whatever. Okay, that's gonna happen. J.K. Rowling's canceled because she's a woman who believes that women are women. Imagine that. How any feminist could not be on board on that is beyond me. Look, feminists, I am totally willing to work with you. I'm totally willing to be at your back on the when it comes to women being women thing. But hey, if you want men to be women, and if you want men to do being woman better than you, all right. You make that bed, you lie in it, and if you complain about it, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. You keep the tab, you keep a list of names. I don't keep a list of names or whatever, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, J.K. Rowling's canceled. She's on pushing schools. It's funny too because the right wanted to cancel her because it's wizard stuff and magic and Satan and stuff. I remember that. It's fucking cringe when it comes from the right. When the right wants to cancel and book burn figuratively. It's like, come on, man. It was always the right that'd be like, oh, we gotta cancel these video games. We gotta censor these games. We gotta censor the music. We gotta censor this and that because of our children. Think of the children. Go fuck yourself. You don't give a shit about children. You don't give two fucking shits about kids. But now it's the left doing it. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Find racism and everything. Was it? Oh, I was watching some of ABL. I like his videos. I like his streams. On point. Very, very systematic in how he does things. Like everything's like the same approach. Very methodical, I should say. But that black girl that gave that recited that poem for the for Biden's thing. The girl's kind of famous. You probably know who I'm talking about. Everyone was praising her. Oh, so good, so good, so good, so good, so good. But now she's trying to go global, go worldwide. Take her slam poetry. Take her slam poetry across the globe, worldwide. But the problem is, the people she's getting to translate, she has someone to translate it in Dutch. But the translator, even though she chose a translator, even though the girl who's black chose the Dutch woman to translate her stuff because of the qualifications and skills of the translator, the whole thing was canceled because the translator is a white. All right. All right. So fucking stupid. It's stupid and hilarious at the same time watching the left eat their own. I don't ever, as Mom's ravioli, I don't ever see people complaining about about white people stereotypes, especially the dumb yokes. Right? Yeah, you're not gonna see that. You're not gonna see that. In fact, if anything, Hollywood does that all the time. Like the dumb redneck, the dumb fucking redneck, which I actually kind of enjoy those stereotypes because in a way, those stereotypes are funny and they are kind of accurate in a way, kind of, sort of. I have family like that. Shit. With enough moonshine in me, I'm kind of like that. I should never live stream while drinking moonshine. Ever. Maybe I could do a one-off on D Live and burn it down. Or not. Anyway. Yeah, guys, I just want to cover these things here and talk about what people abstaining from alcohol in a religious way and try to make it like a bold thing. And really, my problem with that ending, to wrap up the stream with what I was talking about in the beginning, my whole problem with Nephalism, whatever, pronouncing that, it's like, what? I'm not even pronouncing that right. You look up that term, it's archaic. And you look up that definition, it's like archaic, not even used anymore. It's just abstaining from alcohol. That's all you need, all you mean. Going sober, a life of sobriety. Dude, like I said before, if that's you, you do you, man. If you're an alcoholic, you can't touch the sauce because you can't handle it. Okay, man, I understand. But if you're preaching to me about that stuff, I don't want to hear it. I don't have the time for it. If you want to tell me, oh, you're getting closer to Jesus, you're getting closer to God because you abstain from the sauce. Okay, maybe you think so. Maybe you believe that's what's going on. Okay. But, I don't believe it. I don't think it. Hell, I called God the other day. He said, hey, you need to drink more. At least I thought so anyway. Can you play the White Chicks 2004 trailer on stream? No, I can't because it's racist. It's racist. You got black people going whiteface. That's racist, man. All right. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream here. You have a good one. Y'all take it easy.